sings. Where'd you go? You want a light?
Sure, you like? I can like.
You can light. Well, as soon as she comes down.
Okay, so wait, let me give the page for those who may not be familiar with ours.
Oh, you push
And there.
this in, and then
On page 4, you will find the
there it goes.
Okay,
lighting of the candles. If
I
you're
can't
able
let go.
to, we ask for you to rise.
we'll do it together.
As the trio today.
You never know who you're going to get when you do this.
You started because you know the melody.
Amen. Shabbat shalom. Yeah, you got to do the obligatory hugs. For sure. David, I'm glad you're up there. Joel is usually our only guy who says, I'll do it. So yay for you guys. Thank you very much for doing that. Appreciate it.
Free hugs were involved. I could do it.
Yeah, you do more often if you knew there were free hugs. That's true. That's better than candy. Free hugs. Hugs and kisses, anyway, right? Page 5, you will find the formal beginning of our Kabbalat Shabbat as a little different than it's been in the last number of weeks. We usually are darker outside. It's kind of gloomy, but our beautiful stained glass windows have some sunlight still since the time has changed. But we'll go ahead and welcome in our Shabbat a little earlier than sundown is, but that's quite all right. We could all use an extra hour of Shabbat. I'll talk about Shabbat a little bit later. So page 5. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Boachem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Tzeitzchem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You'll turn over to page 10. I think this is a week that we need to kind of just take a breath, kind of set our mood. It's been a rough week for our Jewish community as a whole, certainly. And page 10, you'll find Yedid Nefesh. It kind of sets the tone for a calm Shabbat, if you will. So let's join together on page 10. Yedid Nefesh Av HaRachaman B'Shach Avdach El Ritzonach Yarutz Avdach Kimo Aya Yishtachaveh Mul Hadarach Ki Eravla Yedidutach Minofet Suf V'chol Ta'am Yadai Dai 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 Yadai Dai 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 Yadai Dai 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 Yadai Dai 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 Yadai Dai 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 Yadai Dai 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 Yadai Dai Dai Yadai Dai 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 Yadai Dai 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 Yadai Dai 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 Yadai Dai Dai Yadai Dai 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 Yadai Dai 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 Yadai Dai 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 Yadai Dai 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 Dai. page 11, you'll find the Psalms that bring in Kabbalat Shabbat, that bring in our service and our Shabbat. Page 11, we join together. Lechu neranina, lechu neranina, lechu neranina, l'Adonai. Lechu neranina, lechu neranina, lechu neranina, l'Adonai. Naria, naria, litzur yishenu, nekadma fana bitoda. Naria, naria, litzur yishenu, bizmi rok naria lo. Lechu neranina, lechu neranina, lechu neranina, l'Adonai. Lechu neranina, lechu neranina, lechu neranina, l'Adonai. If you'll kindly turn over to page 14 by the arrow, the words Yismechu Hashamayim. As always, we sing these with a sense of happiness and joy that Shabbat has arrived, just as the heaven and earth rejoice as well. It is Shabbat after all. Page 14 by the arrow. Yismechu Hashamayim, Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim, Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim, V'tageh haaretz. Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Umelo. Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Umelo. Yismechu Hashamayim, Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim, Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim, V'tageh haaretz. Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Umelo. Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Umelo. Ya'alo sanai v'chol asher bo az yiradenu kol atzei ya'ar lifnei Adonai kiva lishpo ta'aretz yishpo tevel b'tzedek v'yamim b'emunato. You'll turn to page 19 at the bottom, as we have been doing, and certainly since last week when we saw once again, war in the Middle East with Israel and the United States and Iran. I think extra blessings and extra thoughts connecting ourselves to our Israeli brothers and sisters is certainly warranted. Bottom of page 19, let's read our selection together. Again, this comes from a Tel Aviv prayer community, links us to Israel and to our observance of Shabbat, certainly. So page 19, let's read at the bottom, far left side in the small print. Blessed is your coming, Shabbat. Blessed is your coming. Bring with you rest and peace following a tumultuous week filled with so many demands. Bring the space in which, with others and alone, we can shape an infinity of dreams. Bring the hour of forgiveness in which to hear the pounding heart of another human being. Blessed is your coming, Shabbat. Blessed is your Creator. Blessed is your light. We turn over to page 20 by the arrow, the end of the 99th Psalm, as we lift our voices up to God. We join together. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Romimu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romimu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. On page 21, you'll find the 29th Psalm. As we have been doing the far left side of the page, the lovely selection that reminds us of the voice of God that we're trying to hear in the world. What does that really mean for us? Page 21, the far left, will read responsively in the Hebrew and the English. Kol Adonai al Hamayim, the voice of God opens the gates of compassion and love. Kol Adonai Bakoach, the voice of God opens the gates of courage. Kol Adonai Behadar, the voice of God opens the gates of shining truth. Kol Adonai Shover Arazim, the voice of God opens the gates of endurance and patience. Kol Adonai Chotzev Lavot Eish, the voice of God opens the gates of splendorous beauty. Kol Adonai Yachil Midbar, the voice of God opens the gates of deepest connection. Kol Adonai Yecholel Ayalot, the voice of God opens the gates of presence. By the way, for those of you in the Sunday morning class, we've talked a little bit about Kabbalah, we've talked about the Sefirot, we talked about Ein Sof. This selection is reflective of those ideas a little bit. So just with those of you who've been studying Sunday morning, that selection, that poetry reflects the Kabbalistic view. We'll go to the actual psalm on page 21, and you'll see at the very top, actually, on the far right side of the page, this psalm, the mystic Isaac Luria, the Kabbalist, right, would begin the Friday night service with this psalm in particular. Luria, like many of the mystics before him, believed that in welcoming the Shabbat, one ushers in the very presence of God. So again, Sunday morning, but just in general, it's an important way to think about this psalm. So page 21, we have the custom of rising as we again listen for that voice, that Kol Adonai of God in the world around us. We join together. Mizmor LeDavid, Havu Ladonai B'nei Elim, Havu Ladonai Kavod Va'os, Havu Ladonai Kevod Shemo, Ishtachavu Ladonai Behadrat Kodesh, Kol Adonai Al Hamayim, El Hakavod Hirim, Adonai Al Mayim Rabim, Kol Adonai Bakoach, Kol Adonai Behadar, Kol Adonai Shover Arazim, Vayishaber Adonai et Arze Halavanon, Vayarkidem Kemo Egel, Levanon Vesiryon, Kemoven Re'emim, Kol Adonai Chotzef Lavotesh, Kol Adonai Yachil Midbar, Yachil Adonai Midbar Kadesh, Kol Adonai Yecholel Ayalot, Vayechesof Ye'arot, Ubechalo Kulo Omer, Kulo Omer Kavod, Adonai Lamavu Yashav, Vayeshev Adonai Melech Le'olam, Adonai Os Le'amo Yitain, Adonai Yevarech et Amo V'Shalom. You're welcome to be seated. Page 23, you'll find yet another Kabbalistic melody, if you will, the L'Chadodi, our hymn that welcomes in Shabbat as the bride or queen into our midst. We'll join together on the first two verses on 23, the middle verse on 24, and the last two verses on 25. As we get to that last verse, I'll give you the sign, but you'll see the note in the page as we will rise and face the door, which will somehow magically open by someone who magically does it. Yeah, I know. David's like, and we will face the door and welcome in the Shabbat bride or queen, as the Kabbalists did and do still in Sfat in Israel today. So page 23, the first two verses. Lecha dodi likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad. Hishmianu el hamyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad l'shem u'tiferet v'litila lecha lecha dodi likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki mekor haberacha merosh mikedem nisucha sof ma'aseh b'machshavat chila. Lecha dodi likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela. 24 in the middle. Hitoreri Kiva ore kumi ori uri shirda beiri kevod Adonai Allah yichnigla lecha dodi likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela. 25 in the middle. Yaminu semol tifrotzi v'et Adonai ta'aritzi al yad ish ben partzi v'nismecha v'nagila. Lecha dodi likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala. We rise and face the door. P'nei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret bala. Gam besimcha uvetzahala toch emunei am segula ba'wichala lecha dodi likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela. You're welcome to be seated. Page 27, you'll find the Psalm for Shabbat. We join together. Mizmor shir leyom ha-Shabbat tov lehodot la'Adonai Ulezamer leshimcha elyon, ulezamer leshimcha elyon. Lehagid baboker chastecha, ve'emunatcha balelot. Ale asor vale navel, Alehi gayon bechinor. Mizmor shir leyom hashabbat. Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Ulezamer l'shimcha elyon. Ulezamer l'shimcha elyon. Ki simchtani Adonai b'fo'alecha v'ma'aseh yadecha aranein. Ma gadlu masecha Adonai me'od amku machshevotecha. Mizmor shir leyom hashabbat. Tov lehodod l'Adonai. Ulezamer l'shimcha elyon. Ulezamer l'shimcha elyon. Yishbar lo yedach lo yodach. We can include the psalm over on page 28 by the arrow. Tzadik hatamar yifrach ke'erez balevanon yiskeh shetulim bevet Adonai bechatzrot Eloheinu Yafrichu od yenuvun beseva deshenim verananim yiyu lehagid ki ashar Adonai Tzuri velo havlatabo. Page 29. Adonai malakeu lavesh lavesh Adonai os hitazar av tikan tevel val timo nachon kisachaz me'ot. Kolot ma'im rabbi madirei Edotecha nemnu me'od lehaveitcha na'ava kodesh Adonai liorech yamim. All those reciting Kaddish Tom, the Mourner's Kaddish, our first of our two Mourner's Kaddish prayers. You'll find it on page 30. Those reciting, you're welcome to rise and join with me. Yit kadal v'yit kadash shemei rabbah. V'alma divrach yirute v'amlich malchute. V'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael. Ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehi shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam elomei olmaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitale v'yithalal. Shemei dekudesha brichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran b'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. You are welcome to be seated. So for the past few weeks, just a word of Torah before we go in the evening service, we've been studying the details and the designs for the building of the Mishkan, which is that portable sanctuary or tabernacle that traveled with the Israelites as they wandered through the desert on the way to the Promised Land. The Mishkan, this tabernacle, was not only to be a place of gathering, certainly, and worship for the Israelites, but it was seen as a place where the Spirit of God could dwell here on earth, a way of bringing in God's presence here on earth. So this Shabbat, we actually study the reading of Vayakhel Pekudei, a double reading, and in it, we finally begin the actual building. We've been spending several weeks learning all the details of how to
fashion this structure. But now we finally get to, all in one fell swoop this week, with a double portion, we begin the actual building of the tabernacle, and we're going to see the ending of it too by the end of the book. And it ends the book of Exodus, by the way. Next week we start the book of Leviticus. But before the first nail can even be hammered, even before really the supplies that have been outlined are even gathered, and all of the skilled laborers are in place, Moses assembles all the Israelites together, and he gives them a reminder from God. And he says the following. These might be words that are somewhat familiar. Sheshet yamim teaseh malacha uvayom hashvi'i yiseh lachem kodesh Shabbat Shabbaton ladonai. Well, you heard the word kodesh. What does that word mean? Holy, good. And you heard the word Shabbat, right? Shabbat Shabbaton. It translates roughly 6 days work may be done, but the seventh day shall be a holy day, a Shabbat of solemn rest, a Shabbat of Shabbats, right? Of solemn rest to God. That's the verse. Those are Moses' words as he gets everybody assembled before this building project can actually begin. So just as we're about to embark on what really is the greatest building project of its era, certainly, or probably of our history, this house for God, the people are reminded what? Yeah, don't forget Shabbat. Not to ignore the need formally to rest from their work. And this command to observe that seventh day as a day of rest, of course, is nothing new. We've heard it even before this. We've heard it in the Ten Commandments in particular, which was a few weeks ago in the text, right? It's been issued several times before this specific pronouncement and in a variety of different contexts. So the question from the commentators is, why right now? They've already heard this. Yes, we know, Shabbat, Shabbat. Observe Shabbat. Yes, got it. We got it, Moses. Observe Shabbat. Don't forget, right? Why now? Well, we might easily assume that the building of God's house, this amazing spiritual place that we're fashioning, that has been given to us, by the way. The plans, again, the details of these plans have been specific. We know exactly how to craft it, how to make it, what to make it out of, right? And so we might think that that's going to take priority over anything else that we might do. And overall, even any of the other mitzvot that we might have, including the observance of Shabbat. So, Bezalel, who's going to serve as the chief architect, and I'm sorry, I still can't help but think about Paul, by the way, whenever I read this now. The chief architect and the other craftsmen that join him, what would they want to do, right? If anybody has ever started a project, you want to just get it done. You want to finish it. You want to keep it going, and it's hard. Anyone do embroidery, knit, right? Yeah. You do crafts, do any kinds of that stuff, right? Any kind of art you might do. What do you always? I got just going to do a few more stitches. A few more stitches. I got to finish it. And I love the ones who sit in our adult ed class. And it used to be Esther Rowe, right? She wouldn't miss a beat, but she's sitting here. She's not giving up her time that she has. She's multitasking, learning and doing her craft. So you might think, right, that we might want to continue to keep this project going and maybe just edge it at sundown. That's okay. We'll finish it. We'll keep going. We'll finish. We'll fudge it a little bit, right? But God, through Moses, is quite clear. Nothing. Not even creating this amazing space for me, says God, right, should that interfere with Shabbat. Nothing should interfere with the Sabbath. And despite the important role that the Mishkan would play in the desert life of the Israelite community, and the understandable desire we might have of the Israelites wanting to complete this beautiful project as soon as possible so that the divine presence could then come in and dwell with them, nevertheless, the centrality of Shabbat is to remain. That's the epitome, right? And I think it's a wonderful message for us to hear as we engage in this daily task of living our lives, of building our own lives, of building a life here in our modern times. No matter how busy we may be, no matter how many great projects we need or want to complete, we have to take time off. It's important to our neshama, to our souls, but we need to take time off to refocus our priorities, to celebrate the gifts of life and the works of creation that we already have, and rejoice in the opportunities to take a breath from the work that faces us each day. And so for us as Jews, we know Shabbat has always been, to quote Abraham Joshua Heschel, who famously and vividly termed the Sabbath as a palace in time. You've heard that phrase, many of you probably, right? A palace in time from Abraham Joshua Heschel. Our Torah comes to remind us that Shabbat is our spiritual palace in time. It's a grand cathedral, as great as any place that we could ever build in the realm of space. And Shabbat comes before even the Mishkan, even this tabernacle that we spent so much time learning about and that we're going to spend so much time building, because Judaism teaches us to assess the goodness of our lives, not based on the number of things that we've managed to build or to acquire or the work that we've done, but upon the beautiful and the beautiful and worthwhile moments of time that we're blessed to have when we pause from that toil, when we stop that everyday routine, when we do something to the contrary of building that we normally do each day, each week. So clearly, life is not necessarily in the house we live in, but in the moments of love and generosity and kindness and celebration and connection that we experience within that house. That's the message of the text. So Shabbat is the day during which we construct our cathedral in time, spiritually speaking, of course. We're here together. We come together tonight, right, as a family, as a congregation, to sing and to do a little studying, to pray, to rejoice, to share some stories, to laugh, and without a doubt, to eat well in the back, which we will do in a little bit, right? And as we do so, don't forget to give thanks to God for that holiness and the special nature of Shabbat, for the blessings our tradition has passed to us through the generations, and most certainly for the covenant that we share with God. Shabbat is a sign of that covenant, and I hope you will continue to enjoy it as we do tonight, but take it home with you wherever you go, certainly, and each Friday night, consider that option and that need to take a break to find that holy and spiritual in our lives. And again, every Friday night, renew that covenant that we share with God through the observance of Shabbat. And with that, I will say, Shabbat Shalom. We're going to go forward into our evening service. Shabbat cannot come any sooner for us this week, I think, for many of us. Again, feeling the pressures of the outside and of current events in the world. So page 39A, you'll find the formal beginning of the evening service as we welcome in the new day, as we welcome in Shabbat. I'll ask if you're able to rise as we join together in a little singing, page 39A. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach. HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. HaMevorach. HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. You may be seated. Let's read together our first bracha of creation, our coming of the evening light, bottom of 39a in the English. Baruch atah Adonai, our God, sovereign of time and space, whose word brings the evening dusk, whose wisdom opens the gates of dawn, whose understanding changes the day's division, whose will sets the succession of seasons and arranges the stars in their places in the sky, who creates day and night, who rolls light before darkness and darkness from light, who makes day pass into night, who distinguishes day from night. Adonai Tsevaot is your name, living and ever-present God. May your rule be with us forever and ever. Baruch atah Adonai, who brings each evening's dusk. Umavir yahom umehevi laila umavdil ben yom uven laila Adonai tzavaot shemo el chai v'kayam tamidim lo chaleinu le'olam va'ed baruch ata Adonai ha'ma'ariv aravim. We join together page 40. Ahavat olam beit Yisrael Amchavta Torah u'mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim otanu limadeta Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shochveinu u'v'kumeinu nasiach b'chukecha v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha u'v'mitzvotecha le'olam v'ed ki hem chayenu v'orech yameinu v'orech yameinu Uvahem nege yomam valayla, yomam valayla. V'ahavadcha al tasir mimenu liolamim, baruch ata Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Page 41. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'otecha Ve'hayu advarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha Uvshartam le'ot al yadecha, ve'hayu letotafot bein einecha, uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha, uvisharecha. We join together in the English on 41. You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all that is yours. These words that I command you this day shall be taken to heart. Teach them again and again to your children. Speak of them when you sit in your home, when you walk on your way, when you lie down and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand and as a symbol above your eyes. Inscribe them upon the doorposts of your home and on your gates. We turn over to page 44. Umalchuto b'ratzon, leading up to Micha Mocha, our words we sang and rejoiced with as we crossed the Red Sea from slavery to freedom. Part of freedom is certainly setting up a society that can enjoy the freedom together, right? So we recognize that we rejoiced, but yet we had a lot of work left to do, including a building of the tabernacle for us to be able to bring that sense of holiness into the world around us. So page 44, you'll find we're at the top. Umalchuto b'ratzon kiblu aleihem Moshe u'Miriam u'bnei Yisrael lechanuhu shira b'simcha rabba v'yamruhu chulam mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh Norati lo sefele malchutecha ra'uvanecha bokei ayam lifnei Moshe ze'eli anu v'yamru Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מהחזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני גאל Yisrael. Page 45, if you'll join with me, our Hashkivinu prayer, our prayer for shalom, for peace, as we end our day and begin a new day together. Top of 45 in the English. Allow us, Adonai, our God, to sleep peacefully. Awaken us to life, O Sovereign. Spread over us your canopy of peace. Restore us with your good counsel and save us for the sake of your name. Shield us. Remove from us enemies, pestilence, sword, starvation, and sorrow. Remove the evil forces that surround us. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings. For you, God, watch over and deliver us. And you, God, are sovereign, merciful, and compassionate. Ensure our going and coming for life and peace, now and forever. May you spread over us your canopy of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, who spreads the canopy of peace over us, over all the people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Ushmor tzeitenu vo'enu l'chayim u'l'shalom yatav yad olam ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom aleinu v'yakol amo Yisrael v'yal Yerushalayim. Page 46, we rise as we join together in Vishamru, our paragraph from just last week, our paragraph from Exodus that reminds us of the covenant we share with God through the observance of Shabbat, page 46. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et Shabbat la'asot et Shabbat Lidorotam berito lam vishamru v'nei Yisrael et Shabbat la'asot et Shabbat lidorotam berito lam beini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti leolam Oti leolam veshamru v'nei Yisrael et Shabbat la'asot et Shabbat lidorotam berito lam ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim v'et haaretz v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et Shabbat la'asot et Shabbat lidorotam berito lam uvayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et Shabbat la'asot et Shabbat lidorotam berito lam. We remain standing for Chatzi Kaddish, page 46. Yitkadal, yitkadash shemei rabba, b'yom divrach yirutei, b'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon hu, b'yomechon, uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, bagala, uv'izman kariv, V'imheru amen. Yehishmei rabba mevarach. Le'olam lo me'almaya yitbarach. Yitbarach v'yishtabach. V'yitpar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal. Shemei de Kudisha Berichu Le'ela Min Kol Birchata V'Shirata Tushbechata V'Nechemata Damiran B'Alma V'Meru Amen. You'll find the silent Amidah this evening beginning on page 47, continuing through page 52. As always, feel free to add your own thoughts to the words on the page, and when you're through, you're welcome to be seated. Bottom of 52. Oh, says shalom, shalom bimromav, yaseh shalom. Oh, says shalom, shalom bimromav, yaseh shalom. Yaseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru amen. Oh, says shalom, shalom bimromav, yaseh shalom. Oh, says shalom, shalom bimromav, yaseh shalom. We turn over to page 54. We're at the top paragraph. We join together a very top paragraph by the arrow. Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu ritzei v'imnuchatenu kadshenu b'mitzvotecha v'tein chelkenu b'toratecha sam'enu mituvecha v'samchenu b'shuatecha v'taher libeinu le'avdecha be'emet ve'hanechilenu Adonai Eloheinu be'ahava uvratzon Shabbat kodshecha v'yanuchu v'Yisrael mekadeshei shemecha. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. We continue with Kaddish Shalem, middle of 54. Yitkadav yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalmad yivrach yiduteh, v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayechon uv'yimechon, uv'chayedocho b'Yisrael, ba'agala v'zman kari v'imeru. Amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach, le'olam olam me'almaya yitbarach. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam yinaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha b'richu le'elam min kol brachata v'shirata tushbecha tabenechmata da'amiram yama v'imeru. Amen. Titzkabal tzoloton uva'uton dechol Yisrael kadam avohoni v'shemaya v'imeru. Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imeru. Amen. O Hoseh Shalom Bimromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imru, Imru, Amen. Ya'aseh Shalom, Ya'aseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ya'aseh Shalom, Ya'aseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael, v'al kol Yoshvei Tevel v'imeru. Amen. You'll kindly turn back in your Siddur to page 173. There you'll find our Misha Berach for Cholim, for our healing. On the far left side of the page, the Debbie Friedman selection. Have our list here of those on our Misha Berach list, but certainly we will go around, and if you have any names to add, and most certainly as we sing our Misha Berach prayer this evening, we think of those families that have endured losses in the Middle East, certainly, our soldiers, our American soldiers, our Israeli soldiers, and those who have need of healing in West Bloomfield after the attack there, in Rotterdam, as what we see as an attack there overnight, and at Old Dominion University as well. We keep all of them in our thoughts, including Elizabeth Alfieri, Victor Alfieri, Matthew Ash, Alan Berghauser, Bonnie Carlton, Natalie Kogan, Megan Contigno, Gary Kramer, Michelle Kramer, Barbara Feingold, Bruce Fine, Giddel Glasser, Suzanne Gott, Francis Haber, Arlene Hoffman, Nadine Hyman, Peter Jacobson, Joan Klepp, Hannah Lipman, Joel Lowenstern, Rivka Markowitz, Marjorie Morstein, Susan Aller, Bernie Rowe, Devorah Rubenstein, Genevieve Sanders, Harriet Siegel, Esther Wiener, Mary Beth White, Hanan HaKohen ben Sima, Yisrael bat Tzipora, Yitzchak ben Gittel, Devorah bat Avraham Basara, and any names we add at this moment. Keep all of them in our thoughts as we join together 173, the far left. Mi shebeirach avotenu mikor haberacha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi shebeirach imotenu mikor haberacha lavotenu. Bless those in need of Shema to all in need. We turn over to page 56. There you will find Aleinu, Jonah, and Ben. Will you mind doing us the honors as we have the custom of opening the ark for Aleinu? If you'll kindly do that for us as we all rise and join together, page 56. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol latet gedula liotzer breshit shelo asanu k'goyei haratzot velo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adam shelo sam chelkeinu kahem v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam V'anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu shehu notei shamayim v'yoser haaretz umoshav yikaro b'shamayim ima'al Ushchinatu zo, begov he meromim, hu Eloheinu einod, emet malkeinu efesu lato, kakatu betorato, viadat hayom v'hashevota elevavecha. Ki Adonai hu ha-Elohim ba shamayim mima'al v'ya'aretz mitachat einod. Al kein Gad Adonai Eloheinu lev Ki ha-malchut shelcha hi u'me'ad timloch bechavod kakatuv b'toratecha Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed v'nemar v'haya Adonai le'melech al kol ha'aretz bayom hahu Adonai echad, u'shemo echad, u'shemo echad. You may be seated. That's all right. I'm not slighted. They're tired. The only ones more tired than our kids from their quarter of school are their parents. That's true. One more quarter. Ruth, only one more quarter in the end of the school year. Yay. Then we get rid of them at camp for like 25 days. Yay. Party hardy for us, right? Yeah, we have to, time is flying, it is. We have to pack those children to go to camp, though. That's the only stress. All right, we turn on over to the concluding part of our service where you'll find on page 58, Kaddish Tome, our Mourner's Kaddish. And as we recite Mourner's Kaddish this evening, we keep in our thoughts those whose yortzites occur today and the week that is coming, including David Lewis Schroeder, Harry Yellis, Morris Campbell, Barney Wynn, Jenny Moskowitz, David Gordon, Robert Davis, Samuel Palm, Samuel Schatzberg, Bernard Hirsch, Ethel Morstein, Harry Martin Kahn, Israel Kaplan, Nathan Litwer, Bertha Lefkowitz, Fanny Liebman, Alvin Greenspoon, Alvin Leff, Ellis Kaufman, Philip Pollock, Sylvia Rosenfeld, Morton Paul Levy, Robert Grant, and we continue to remember Paul Goldwasser as well as we recite Mourner's Kaddish. Any others that I might have missed? Page 58. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah v'yalma divrach irute v'yamlich malchute v'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol Beit Yisrael ba'agala ubizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shemei rabba mevarach leolam elomei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shemei dekudisha brichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Together, Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. You may be seated. I have a couple of our board members in the room if they want to pinch hit for as Bima Buddy today. I think Tamar was being a buddy, but she texted me she wasn't feeling quite very well. So Sue, Sue's only got like another little bit left after 1,000 years on the board, right? So we'll give you the honors. You probably did it last week too, didn't you? Yep. Oh, there you go. Well, they'll be familiar. I don't know. You were leading for me. Do you remember?
I know,
Do you remember? You don't remember if you did it? Oh, good. That's good. Share the wealth. Here we go. All right. Just so this people in La La Land can hear you.
Right. Do your training or hold it. All right. We need 2 mahjong players to join the game on Sunday, March 22nd. If you're interested, please reach out to Barry Zander or Erica Zaglin to claim a spot. Potluck dinner on Friday, March 27th. Please complete an online registration form and let us know what dish you will be wowing us with.
Remember, dairy or veggie main dish.
Right.
Or salad.
Join Erica Zaglin and friends at a Fiddler on the Roof matinee on Sunday, March 29th at 3 p.m., $41 per person or $39 for seniors. Ooh. Contact Erica to reserve a seat. Help celebrate 110 years of CBI by shaping our next chapter. If you have ignored the 3-minute survey that is in your email box, go back and fill it out. Honor a birthday, anniversary, or yard site by sponsoring our weekly Oneg or Kiddush. Contact Diane in the office after Shabbat to secure your date and share your milestone. Passover Seder. If you're having trouble signing up online, please contact Di to reserve your seat. Nobody should be alone on a Chag. We have plenty of other ways to connect as a community. Mark your calendars for these upcoming dates and keep an eye on the weekly newsletter. Is everyone reading their weekly newsletter?
So yes. You're missing out if you're not.
Yeah, for sure.
Too much going on.
For all the latest updates like 412, Yom HaShoah, and Greenville Swamp Rabbits hockey game with the men's club, same day. Age to Perfection, which is a fabulous series for those of us who are over 22. Yom HaAtzmaut celebration on the 22nd, and our annual meeting. Don't miss the exciting program for the annual meeting. No religious school this Sunday. Spring break. Torah Talk will not meet for the next 2 Sundays. The next scheduled Wednesday school is March 25th. Yes. Intermediate Hebrew with Fred on Sundays at 9:30, and Torah study class with Fred Leffert is Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. via Zoom. All that information is in your email. Do you want to do birthdays? No.
Sure, you can do them. We can do them. I can do them. Either way. Who are birthdays today? Birthdays, Hannah Gleish, celebrating a birthday Friday the 13th. James McCarthy, so give James a call. And Tammy Blumenfeld is celebrating her birthday as well in a couple of days. And you can consult your e-news for the longer list of those coming up. And certainly we want to thank our ONEG sponsors, Susie Rakes and Alan Yost. Where did they? There they are. Thank you. I was afraid you already went back there. Thank you. And Jonah and Joshua helped bake. Yes, they were baking cookies today. And Linda Miller for a yummy it's cheesecake, right? Like a cheesecake treat. And there's a lot of food back there. So we will do kiddush and motzi, and then you have to stay. So sorry, if you're in here, you have to stay and it's a rule here, you have to get fat. That's just it. You have to just eat lots of fattening foods and enjoy yourself while you're talking to people. Because if you don't eat the cookies, guess where they're going to end up? Not at my house. Yeah, no thank you. Not at my house. I already have, yeah. No, but we really want to thank you, certainly, and we hope everybody will stay and enjoy a little nosh. We have challah, and we only have a couple more weeks where we can have challah because then we're going to have the kitchens closed and getting ready for Passover. So eat your challah and your fun treats while you can, and then we'll be Pesach. If anyone has any questions, certainly about what's coming up, consult your e-news. And make sure you get in your Passover Seder reservations. It's for the first night of Passover, the Passover Seder, the first night of Seder, the first night of Passover at 6 o'clock. We hope you will join us. It's always a wonderful occasion. Terry German has gone shopping already and is already preparing our brisket meal soon as we get the kitchen koshered. And so we certainly want everyone to be able to participate. So please pay attention again to your e-news, fill out the survey that we have. And if there's somebody here new in the sanctuary that you do not recognize, they may not be new, you just may not recognize them, please introduce yourself. If you are new and you don't recognize anybody, then please don't be shy, introduce yourself. We're a friendly bunch, we're a family of families, and I will rely on all of you to be part of the membership committee. Every one of you. You're all designated membership committee members. So please make sure you introduce yourselves. Invite everyone back into the back there. And we will end with a little bit of Bim Bam Shabbat Shalom. And by the way, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. as usual. And another special kiddush we'll have. We have a special oneg tonight. We have a special kiddush tomorrow because it is 3:14. 3.14. It is 3.14, and that makes it? Yeah, you all know, a little pie day. And guess what we will be eating for our lunch for Pie Day? Pies. How did you guess? You're all brilliant. Yeah, there's some quiches, which we will call pies. There's some pies, which we might want to call quiches. But that is tomorrow's lunch. Is courtesy of Richard and Barry Zander. That was Barry's, she always pays attention, and she said it's Pie Day, so we will be fed well tonight and tomorrow as well. So please make sure you come back if you'd like for Shabbat tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock, followed by lunch. With that, we're going to do a little bit of our traditional Bim Bam Shabbat Shalom. It wouldn't be Shabbat with a little bit of that. Are you helping out? Oh, good, since you're standing here. Ready? Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, bim bam bim bam, bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat shalom, hey Shabbat shalom, hey Shabbat 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 shalom. Shabbat shalom, hey Shabbat shalom, hey Shabbat 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 shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shalom, Shabbat, Shalom, hey, Shabbat, Shalom, hey, Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom, everybody. Again, introduce yourselves to one another, and we will head in the back for a little kiddush and motzi and some treats. Thanks for being here. Hi.
Is my dad's name on the list?